Hi everyone, this is Rihanna from A Frugal Life, and today we're going to be reviewing Madison Reed. So I have been stuck inside in quarantine like everybody else. The difference is that I have been dyeing my hair on my own forever, so I don't typically go to the salon anyways. But I wanted to review one of these things that we see on our Facebook ads all the time, that you see on commercials all the time, and that is Madison Reed hair dye. So if you are interested in things like beauty and hair dye, this probably has come up on your Facebook a million times. It has a really neat interactive website. And there's a bunch of different things about its marketing that really appeals to people and makes them want to try it. But I want to review it on the basis of being frugal. So is this more frugal than getting your hair dyed in a salon? Of course it is, but is it comparable in quality? And then of course, is it more frugal and as good as a regular high-end box hair dye from your drugstore? So let's talk about Madison Reed. So first of all, I went on the app and I did their little color quiz and I picked my color. The one thing I didn't like is I usually like more of a funky color, like a pink or a purple, that when I put over my brownish hair, which is not even my natural color, is more bright and vibrant. So they only have very, very natural hair colors, and the hair colors they suggest are always pretty close to your natural hair color. However, if you're going for gray coverage, that's probably what you want anyways. So this does appeal to a certain audience and maybe even a certain age group. So I did the color quiz and I picked out my color, and today we are going to try it. So first I'm going to unbox what I got, tell you how much it cost. I'm going to dye my hair, which is the reason I'm here, without my hair done, and it's not really washed that well because I'm going to dye it, and I have this blank face because I don't have my makeup on. So hopefully I'll look better when I come back, but I'm going to give you a totally honest review. Stay tuned to the end because this is going to be different than a lot of the other Madison Reed reviews in that this is not sponsored in any way. I paid full price for everything, didn't even have a discount code, and I'm going to give you an honest review based on what I paid and if it is worth it, and then you can see for yourself if it came out okay on my hair. So I have done another hair color review on purple box hair dye. I will put that link above, but this is going to be on Madison Reed, which is slightly more expensive than drugstore hair dye, although not by much. So the first thing is that you have a lot of choices. One is that you have a choice of one bottle or two. Because I have very long hair, I chose 2 bottles, which of course doubled the price. But when I buy drugstore hair dye, I have to buy 2 bottles anyways. The second is that I did purchase a couple of the upgrades in order to show you what the quality is. I would not normally do that because I am very frugal. I would normally go for the cheapest possible. I did this for you in order to show you what it's like, to show you if it's worth it. So it came very quickly. It came in a box like this, so it's just a cardboard box, and I will open it up and show you what's inside. So the first thing is everything comes wrapped in this awful crinkly plastic, which I hate, but of course is sanitary. And this is a wet hair, weak hair, protect your color treated hair towel. So this is specifically to wrap your hair in when you're done dyeing it. And I did not purchase this. This came free with the kit. So this is what the towel looks like. It's a gray microfiber towel. It's very, very, very thin and very small. So we'll see how well it covers my hair. So if you back up, it's just the size of a small bath towel. And it's extremely thin, but it is microfiber. So we'll see how well it does on drying my hair. And it was free. So either way, it's okay, right? The next is, even though I dye my hair all the time and I usually just scrunch it up in a ball on my head, I don't use any special tools or clips, I purchased the extra kit. I'll put the price here on the screen somewhere. I think it was $5 or $10. And I have to say it probably wasn't worth it. So let's show you what you get. So you get this little plastic Madison Reed hair color, so you can mix the color in here. Typically I just mix it in the bottle, but you do have to mix it in a bowl. However, this bowl could be purchased at the dollar store or anything like that. Definitely wasn't worth the price. Any little bowl will do, even like a plastic Tupperware container, one of those 50-cent ones you can just throw away, because I'm not sure how much I'm going to want to wash this out afterwards anyways, although I probably will because I paid for it. The next in the upgrade kit is you get a little brush, paintbrush. It is a hair dyeing brush, of course. And if you look at it, it is pretty low quality. It's very, very, very thin plastic. I don't know how well you can see on the screen. It is logoed, of course, which is probably what makes it more expensive. It has pretty good bristles on it. And it's a standard brush you can buy in any salon, like Sally's or something like that. So I'm not sure that I would even use this. I will try it for the video. but it's not really necessary. And if you're going for Frugal, don't purchase the extra brush just for the money. Next is you get a standard plastic comb, of course, branded Madison Reed. And this is extremely cheap. Very, very cheap, guys. Not worth the cost. The one in the dollar store that they sell for hair combs like this is better quality. So this is very cheap plastic, not worth it. 4 professional hair clips to clip your hair while you're dyeing it. These are cheap also, so you can purchase these at any salon also, maybe for $1 or $2. Or sometimes the dollar store has clips like this as well. So altogether, I paid however much I paid for cheap plastic clips, a cheap plastic bowl, and a cheap plastic brush and comb. So I know I paid more than $4, and these are probably worth $4 at the dollar store or a similar 98-cent store. So I wouldn't do this, although I'm not knocking the product yet because the hair dye may be fabulous. So stay tuned to the end because we're going to do the hair dye as well. So don't knock it on the hair dye, but I'm giving you my honest review in that don't purchase the extras. The extras are not worth it. So next it is in this nice box. I guess we could save the box for something because we're frugal. And then you get tips for dyeing your hair if you haven't done it before. You get all sorts of papers to show you how to do everything. And then there's a lot of stuff in the Madison Reed kit that you wouldn't get in a normal dye kit. Although some of the higher end dye kits do have things as nice as this. So I did get 2 bottles, so we're going to double the price here. I paid $22 per bottle. And the normal hair dye I buy, which is kind of high end, is anywhere from $12 to $15. So I paid a little bit more for this hair dye, so it's got to be worth it. It does have some other things in here though. So it has a nice pair of gloves. I don't really need these because we keep nice latex gloves on hand all the time for cleaning and beauty and things like that. But the hair dye in the store, of course, includes those gloves that you would never want to use that are like plastic, terrible gloves for hair dyeing. We have the conditioning color activator. So this you could probably just mix the color right in here. So unless you really want to use the paintbrush, you don't really need the paintbrush. This is definitely big enough to mix 2 bottles of hair dye, which is what I got. And if you have short hair or shorter hair than mine or really thin hair, you could of course just buy 1 bottle of hair dye. So next is a cap. You don't really need to see what it looks like, but it's just a shower cap to put over your hair while it's drying, which I guess is good. I don't usually use that. And then we have the Madison Reed cream color, and I've got 2 bottles of this, and I did buy a reddish brown color. I will put the name of the color that I purchased up above. I got the most vibrant color I could get out of their natural beauty color lines. And then there's lots of other stuff in here. Let's see, there is a Hydrate Pro Boost hair treatment that came free with the kit. I did not pay for that. There are 2 packets of conditioner, which you do get in any box hair dye, so that's pretty standard. I do like this. They do have a barrier cream to put around your hair line so that you can not dye your face. You can also use Vaseline, which is what I really use, or chapstick even. Also works really great, but this came free, so that's okay. We have a color protecting shampoo. Now I purchased 2 bottles of hair dye at $22 each. I would have preferred to get at least 2 packets of shampoo because this is maybe like a quarter size thing of shampoo that's not going to cover even half my hair. So I'll have to use my own shampoo. So that is kind of chintzy, is they definitely should have provided 2 color shampoos. They provided 2 color conditioners. Oh, no, actually they didn't. They provided 1 conditioner, 1 shampoo with 2 bottles of color. So that is not great at all, because what if you purchase the 2 bottles of color because you wanted to do it later on down the line. And then a cleansing wipe for after you put the cream on, the color cream on, you can wipe down your face. And I believe this is just a wet wipe. I will let you know after I actually try it. So obviously I'm not going to take you into the bathroom with me and show you the hair dye process. Let's get a little closer though and show you my hair, and we'll see the difference. So at the bottom of my hair, it's really light, and that is a mix of my blonde hair and the red dye that was over it that is growing out. So this is blonde hair with red dye, brown dye, purple dye, everything that has grown out of it. The middle is more of a darker color because it hasn't completely gone out, and that was a purple and red hair dye over it. And then the top is more bright. You can see the top is a really bright red that hasn't really grown out, and that was a mix of purple and red hair dye that I did over my natural brown, blonde, grayish hair. And then in the middle, you can see my gray hairs coming through. I'm willing to admit it. I have gray, blonde, and some brownish up there. So Just a little bit of gray, not a whole lot, and a lot of roots though. So we're gonna see how this covers. I will come back at the end after I dye it and I will show you how Madison Reed worked, how the process was. I will tell you about the process and if I think it's worth the little bit extra that you pay over box hair dye. And it is obviously way less than salon dye, which we can't do anyways right now where I live. So I will come back in a little while and I will show you the results. So we are done and I am coming back to tell you how the Madison Reed experience went. So the first thing is I love the color, and if you can see, it completely colored my roots. It colored the hair that was different colors. It really kind of blended in so it doesn't look like just one straight color. It kind of gave it highlights and went over it. So I do love the color. The color is great. It also is very, very soft. So my hair did come out very soft. It was easy to comb out. I of course used my own comb and not the cheap comb that came with it. The experience was just like box hair dye, so I did not use the brush. It was too hard to use. The little bowl was not helpful at all. I just kind of scrubbed it into my head. I did love the cap, so I put the cap on and let it sit. I did use the clips, so I will use the clips again. I would recommend not buying the extras though. So to wrap it up real quickly, I want to say that I did love Madison Reed. So I did not like the extra upgrade for $15, but the Madison Reed hair dye was perfect. So I give it 5 stars. I will definitely be purchasing it over the box hair dye. My hair came out a lot nicer in color. It came out exactly like the color on the website said it would with my hair color. So I would definitely recommend Madison Reed. It is super frugal if you compare it to dyeing your hair in the salon. It was just a wonderful experience actually doing it. It was easy to do, and I have to say I did not need 2 bottles of dye. So even though it was $22, in the hair dye boxes you get in the store, you get a little tiny thing of dye. I got at least 2.5 times as amount of dye as I would have with the store hair dye. So I only needed 1. In the future I will only buy 1, and that will actually equal out to less than the 2 boxes of hair dye that I buy in the store. So this is more frugal than drugstore dye, and it is a better experience. So I definitely recommend trying it if you want a frugal way to dye your hair at home. I would say if I had had a friend helping me with it, I would have tried using the brush. And it may have been a little bit easier, but I've been dyeing my hair myself for 20 years, so it wasn't as hard as you would think it would be. So it was pretty easy. If there's a code or something like that, I will put it down below with the link. I don't know if they have referral codes. Doesn't really matter, but if you want to help me out, of course, always use the referral code if there is one. If not, I will put the link down below to the actual website so you can try it. And remember, this is not sponsored, totally 100% honest review, as you can see, because some of it I didn't like, some of it I did, but it was a good experience. Overall, it is a good frugal way to dye your hair. So if you like this video and you want more videos like this, remember, if you want side hustles, personal finance, and living your best life on less and ideas to do that, please hit subscribe down below. Hit like if you like this video and videos like it. And please, as always, come back and watch my next videos. I love you all, and I will talk to you in the next video.